In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
Welcome to Chaotic Amateurs, the internet's #1 D&D 5e play podcast. I'm your host and DM, Alec. With me today, I have
Dash is Thrakis.
Bentley Michaels is Rafirian Night Meadow.
Red is Arthur.
Caleb is Scory Telbrun.
And Milo is Bull.
And last we left our adventurers, they were taking care of some busy work at the chateau as they made their way back after their adventures down in the wastes. Let the adventure begin. Oh, yeah. Pour that into a nice ice glass because it's been sitting in the hot van all day. And I'm not going to drink Monster Energy drink hot tea. Not in this weather. Okay. So yeah, last we left, we had some kind of downtime activities we were doing. We got through Riff and Ball and Wolf. Scory, is there anything that you are wanting to do in the week or 2 weeks as you kind of come back to the chateau?
Ooh, there were some things, and I completely forgot what they were. Did I discuss with you? Yeah. Did I discuss with you anything?
No.
Okay. Dang. Well, that sucks. Whatever it was. I would probably try to go to that quiet spot that is was what's her name? Magnus's Agnes Magnus's special space, where I put up that kind of altar and meditate there and try to commune with the Black Wolf and check in to see how things are going.
Yeah, absolutely. You spend some time there. If you spend at least a couple hours, then you can definitely ask a question to the Black Wolf, knowing that they'll hear it.
Okay. I guess I should have thought of a question before I said that.
Or a statement, just letting them know what's, how your day's going.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I think I would just kind of recount what happened in the waste and mention the nightmare that Wolf now has. If that
sure, yeah,
that happened before, right?
Yeah. You can kind of weave that into what you're talking about.
Because I feel like the Black Wolf and the nightmare maybe come from the same neighborhood, and so I would mention, hey, we got one of your friends hanging out with us now.
The other side of the tracks.
Yeah.
As you commune, you're going over the stories of your encounters down in the wastes. Though the mention of that stuff elicits kind of this feeling of like protection of this is the Black Wolf's home. You are its protector. If there's dangers outside, they should stay outside.
Awesome. Yeah.
But beyond that, not much of a response to that. Going over the nightmare and the poachers that you encountered, you definitely get this large sense of acceptance of a job done. Maybe not well done in the eyes of the Black Wolf, but I don't think that's ever going to be the case.
Yeah.
But yes, the fact that there was poachers there, and you kind of in your mind's eye, you see just the flames licking the poachers as they burn.
Nice.
And like on top of them, the nightmare itself.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I would probably try to work in some sort of I don't know. I might ask the wolf if they have encountered Julia, the She can sift through planes pretty easily, it seems. And I don't know if the Black Wolf has come encountered her.
Yeah, the mention of Julia and the mention of more of that stuff that involves these wastes and dangers to the south. Another human, another elf, another mortal that the Black Wolf doesn't care for.
Okay. And then lastly, I would probably spend some time kind of trying to better wield my new enchanted machete, and then also going over that children's book some more to see if I can figure out the secrets.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, there's training classes every morning at the chateau now. You can definitely spend your mornings doing a bit of martial practice with the new blade with combatants that are also wielding blades. You get a good sense for that.
Is there a name for Wolf's martial arts school?
Like what do you mean?
Like Cobra Kai or something?
Oh,
or Wolf's School of Death, or
right. No, but I will think of one now. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. I'll let you know what the name of my martial arts school is.
Because I feel like everybody should be wearing an emblem or a gi of some sort that connects them to.
What's the
Sensei Wolf
mark of?
It'll be Hood's martial arts.
That's probably going to last about 10 years before it goes away due to a mysterious illness that takes over.
Some sort of undead plague rolls around.
But I hear it's good.
I hear it's good. Great self-defense.
5 stars on Yelp.
Yeah.
It's going to be called Chords Warriors.
Ooh, that rolls.
Yeah.
Chords Killers.
No.
Warriors.
And the symbol will be like how his symbol is like 5 like pointed kind of like spears or whatever. It'll be like 5 kind of like how Wolf has like face paint on him. That's just his 5 fingers dipped in paint, like red down his face. It'll be just those lines like underneath.
Cool.
And they each represent something having to do with the martial arts school.
Yeah.
Virtues to live by.
The 10 blades.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or 6 blades. It's 6 blades. Okay?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, wow, you
Cool.
you simple bitch.
Well, let me ask you this: do you remember? Could you name them all without looking them up?
What?
The 6 blades.
Oh no, I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. I'll be the first to admit that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, there you go. That's
cool.
That's yep.
All right. So I practice under the tutelage.
Chords Warriors.
Yeah.
Anything else you're wanting to do?
Just that kids book.
The kids book. That's right. Spending some time with it. You even find a copy in the library. Strix kind of helps you out, and you find a copy. And going through it, there's no differences. This is a fairly standard copy you'd find in most of Usama.
Okay.
The only thing that makes it unique is that dedication, that it was given as a gift to someone. And supposedly the gift was from the king.
Cool. Very cool. If there's time, I might try to cross-reference and look up some info on the king. Like,
yeah. Strix,
who or why he might have given this to, and
sure. Strix gathers some of the noble heritage books, kind of places all the stuff that would be relevant on the table, and you go through it for a bit. What information are you wanting?
I want to find out who this was to, like whose bed it was hidden under. So if there's any sort of notes on communications to where we were in the waste.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like logs of correspondence that was sent. I don't know. This is very specific, but
yeah, and so that kind of really detailed information about the king's correspondence, definitely not going to be found in a regular run-of-the-mill library. That's going to be highly guarded information. And any information about who it was sent to, you found it in the wastes. Usama hasn't known about anything in the wastes since the nation was founded.
Okay.
So hard to gain any information. You can gain information about the king. That's pretty common knowledge here in Usama. But yeah, the best information you would have would have been at the tower itself.
Okay. And then the very last thing, I would just check in with Roman Black, my instructor from Visser. And just recount what happened at the waste as well, and mention Julia, and see if he knows anything, like if there's anything in the school that I grew up in about people that shift planes and do planar magic.
You spent some time with Roman, kind of going over what you witnessed down in the wastes. A little bit of the stuff that you've gathered from there, trying to piece some things together. And as you're talking, he's taking it in. You see him thinking, about kind of all the things you're telling him as he takes it in, and says, this time was always going to happen when the mages were gone. All this stuff you're finding in there, I'm curious to see where it leads. With the mages out of the picture or disrupted for a time, the wastes is in flux. It can change now, a way it couldn't before. I don't think you knew this, but we had some dealing with the mages at the school. We would offer them some advice. In exchange, they would not interfere with the goings-on of the school. It waned over the last century or so, but they would still come to us seeking knowledge.
What seemed to pique their interest the most? What were they after?
They wanted a complete control over their runic magics. The stuff that bound whatever magics they had. We always teach that the runes are meant to be interpreted. They're meant to be shown their power through the perspective of how they're used. The mages needed them to be tools, blunt tools. And we always would tell them that. But they would take our advice and use it as best they could.
I encountered several runes that I didn't recognize. And I would try to sift out some scribblings of the runes that we saw on various ruins that we saw as we were out in the waste and kind of in the tower and stuff, and see if any of these look familiar.
Kind of goes over some of them, and he draws some of them, and he kind of shows you, what changes the mages did to the runes to make them work better for them. And you see kind of these simple markings, and as he kind of like he draws another symbol next to it and another symbol above it, and he says, this is supposed to represent both of these symbols. And you see that they're much more complex. They've distilled these things down into very simple things. It works for a narrow problem. But when the problems are big, then you need unique solutions. That's what we try and do in Visser. There's always change, always things happening. I don't know what is going to happen in the wastes, but it is not going to be handled by these blunt tools anymore.
So Caleb is asking now, when you describe the runes that they used versus the ones that were taught to Scory, Are you saying the ones that the mages used was more simplified, as if they pulled apart bind runes into individual runes, or the other way around?
Yeah, I would say is the first one where they took the more complex runes that you would know and tried to distill them into something simpler.
Okay.
Something that would remain on the plane for a longer period of time would be more powerful in a very specific way.
Okay, that makes sense. More basic, but also because of that basicness, it was more potent.
Yeah, narrower but deeper magic.
Right. Okay, cool. As usual, I've learned a lot from you. Thank you very much.
Of course, there's much to think on in these times. And so, you see him ever so often while you're staying at the chateau. He's always kind of looking at trees, talking to animals, just having a nice time here. He's kind of enjoying it. Yeah,
it's nice to have another crazy person around.
And then Arthur, you are back at the chateau. What are you doing this week of downtime?
For sure. I think one of the things that I'm definitely interested in doing is checking with Adrian and also checking in with, was it either Riva or Elian? Just one of those two people who wanted information about what I found out there, like the things that I saw and stuff like that. I think they loaned us the wagon with the intent of we'll give you the wagon in exchange for some information.
Yeah, Riva is the one, the ambassador to the Dragon Council. I would say that Riva comes by pretty quickly once you all arrive back in town. You set up, you and Willow, you set up a meeting with her, and she comes on by in a cart and is, Willem kind of presents her to the chateau and to you, and you have a meeting on the balcony up in the master.
Perfect.
Lord Magnus, you have returned so quickly as well.
Absolutely. Well, not much in the waste could slow us down.
Very good. Speaking of, what did you find down there? What seems to be happening in the wastes? Many ears are interested.
Well, there are quite a few things, Riva. Primary of which is the Tower of Chaos. Once had some sort of magical misdirection, making it difficult for one to get towards it. But I believe that's now down, unless I'm mistaken. Somebody wants to correct me. I think it's normal now. There's also a spirit that lived in the tower. Just now, I think he's with Wolf. Outside, downstairs, training. Anyway, lives in a skull or whatever. You put the skull in water or fluid or whatever, it comes up. So that's kind of a neat, cool thing. Some sort of ancient spirit of a wizard or some other thing. I don't know, tree spirits and stuff like that. How about a room underground where books and stuff spawn to? They come out of a magical thing in the ground and they fill up a big old room with books. Some of them really old, some of them not so old. Kind of a neat place, like a repository of lost knowledge, where you lose a book, you're like, where the hell did that book go? But it's in that room, I guess.
I've lost a few books in my time. They may have ended up in this secret cavern of lost books.
Most intriguing of which, though, is a giant robot which has been commandeered by some sort of planes-walking entity known as Julia.
Julia. Okay.
She helped spring us out of that there hold. Where the mages keep their prisoners and all that.
And what of Usama? Their soldiers down there, their outpost.
Yeah, they got an outpost down there, and they're studying about, aura, studying aura. Now they're studying about this ether. And they've got like a
Ether.
some sort of like magical fluid or what have you.
I see.
Some sort of like silvery, looks like quicksilver, looks like mercury or some sort of thing. Maybe. Am I making that up? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway. It like powered the robot, made the robot turn on, fixed our robot friend downstairs.
I see.
Does things.
So they are experimenting with this ether.
And
Good to know.
They got a gadnabbit mage down there in like some sort of like crystalline prison suspended over some sort of portal or gateway or some such.
Oh, yes. They seem to have set up most of the mages that they've captured in odd krills around Usama. Yes. There's actually 2 in the capital right now. The others, I'm not sure where they are, but they have taken them as trophies of a war won.
Yeah, they really probably shouldn't do that, if you ask me, but what do I know?
I mean, the ones I speak for love to hoard their trophies, but...
Yeah, I think y'all can handle it if they woke up, though.
Exactly. You place a dangerous mage in a crystal near a bunch of homes, that it is kind of on you if they all go up in flame.
Kind of exactly what I was thinking.
Well, that is some good information. We are very interested in what is happening down in the wastes and what the intent is of Usama. We're sure they want to colonize what is available down there, take in whatever resources they can within their rights, but we may have our own claims we'd like to state. We'll have to persuade some nobility into hearing some amendments to the treaty. But this has been a good fact-finding mission. Thank you very much, Arthur.
Absolutely. It has been my distinct and honorable privilege to be a humble servant. Should you ever call on me again, the chateau is as good a place as any.
Very good. I may be speaking with you soon. And she, pleasantly says goodbye and takes some of the notes that she was writing, and she heads off. She seems pretty happy with the information she was given. No mention of the cart, though.
Oh.
Crag is still bringing that up.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she's not worried about it.
She's not worried about it, as far as you can tell. Later that day, and this is probably a few days after you've gotten back to the chateau, Adrian shows up kind of later in the day, evenings, kind of just settling in, and he's just kind of bounds up the walkway into the house and is just saying hello to everyone. Like all the servants, know who he is. All the staff knows who he is. And he's just kind of shaking everyone's hand. It's like, well, the wolf troop is back. Fantastic. So, Arthur, there you are. You're back. You're alive. Fantastic. How did it go?
Oh, no, it went absolutely fantastic. We are a little bit richer, a little bit wiser, looking forward to spending our money in wholly inappropriate ways. Absolutely.
Perfect. Absolutely. Yes. There is quite a bit to purchase. A lot of gold to spend in town and outside of town as well. You let me know if you want to spiff up the place and I'll make sure it happens. Or, well, let Willem know and he can probably do it a little better. I don't know if you've talked to Willem, but we have set up a little bit of a trade route. We are bringing some supplies into Turlin. We are taking those, adding some value to them and sending it off to the capital, making a nice little bit of money for the family here. Let's us pay for all the extra help around the house. Dinner. We should eat. Everyone, we should eat, please. And he kind of claps his hands, and people start, gathering stuff to eat. Willem's there, and he's kind of sitting there with you as it gets prepared. If you have any questions for him, as they start setting the meal up.
So what exactly? Now, Willem did tell me about this trade route, and it does seem mighty lucrative. But I'm just curious. If this is all fair trade, ethically sourced.
Oh, it's all
trade
above
goods.
board. It's all above board, legal. All the proper permits have been signed. The people buying the final product may not know where the initial product comes from, but that's part of the allure. It's mystical. It's arcane. It's the best skincare product you can buy in the capital.
Oh, great. We're part of an MLM now.
It's fucking Mary Kay.
And
how much to buy in?
if you'd like to, it'll just cost you 100 gold for the package, and then you can sell to your friends and family and neighbors.
I could be my own boss.
You could be your own boss's boss.
What? I can make my own hours?
Mr. Wolf,
yeah,
you
of
already have
course.
great hours
Oh.
here as the warrior of Cord. Now, you don't
right.
need to take the. Don't let Adrian, with his rugged good looks and smooth tongue, rope you into any bizarre.
all right. Sorry,
deals.
I got carried away.
We don't want to alienate any of our friends any more than we already have.
All right, I do have a question. Can do we have horse stables here on the grounds where I can house my new horse from hell?
Willem kind of steps up. He's down the hallway there. He says, we can. We've got not a stable, but we've got a place to put him. If he's
Right.
that flammable, I don't know if that'll be useful or not.
Sure.
But yeah, no, we've got a set by the barracks there. We can tie him up there.
Let
Yeah,
me
I'm sure it's
communicate.
exactly what your fucking sentient horse wants to do is be tied up.
Let me communicate with my horse. Hades, hear me.
Are you calling me?
Yeah.
Oh, you called me.
Where do you want me to call you?
Oh no, that works fine.
Hades is good. All right. Cool.
Yes, that's fine.
Where would you be best?
I am
to sleep.
best in battle. Oh, in battle.
Oh no, me too. I'm also best in battle. I just meant every now and then a warrior has to rest. So
Of course, I will find my own resting place.
okay. He'll find his own resting place.
I may not be on the grounds, but call to me, and I will blaze a trail to you.
Oh, okay. So, all right. I can't just come visit you, or
If you'd like, you can.
it would just be nice if you had a room. But okay.
My room is the open skies and fields of the land.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
If you get high enough, Dash, you're going to get an all pink wagon that you could hook Hades up to.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
Adrian,
go ahead, Arthur.
Wolf is getting a real cool thing to ride on. Now, Riva was extra chill about the wagon and all, but I'm wondering when I could get something cool to ride on. I used to when I blew. I had that genie blood mixed in there a little bit, something like that. And genies like flying carpet. So you find yourself flying carpet you need to get rid of. I'm your man. I'm not blue anymore, but I'm not sure if it matters.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's not like we have a UFO or anything.
Fuck the UFO.
Well, that kind of is flying out somewhere unknown.
Oh, yeah.
At the moment. Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, Ball tricked somebody into trying it out and shot it out of our ritual circle.
I just wanted to make the hole that needed to exist, and I wanted her to go on a little, adventure of her own.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
For a
right.
she's
week.
going.
Yeah.
22.
22. Adrian is impressed with your powers of persuasion. He looks at you just quizzically and with a little smile, and then kind of like apparates your imp familiar in his hand, and he says, and then in his other hand you see like an illusion of a flying carpet, and he says, "Well, I mean, gifts can be given. That is the deal. Which do you want?"
I gotta choose between Ollie and a flying carpet.
Yeah.
Can he get the specs on the carpet before he decides?
No, it's all it is the image of a flying carpet. That's all you have. That's all you have to go off of right now.
Uh-oh.
Adrian, what happens exactly if I pick the flying carpet? What happens to Ollie?
He goes back to the infernal realm in which I plucked him from.
Ah.
Send someone to hell, flying carpet.
He just like burps and there's a bit of flame that comes out. He doesn't seem to mind this conversation at all.
Oh, he's rolling for it.
All right, carpet.
No.
And you see Ollie just burst into flames and he goes, "Ah!"
Oh God.
You've killed me.
It hurts every time.
Adrian just kind of grabs the illusion of the carpet that he has, and it manifests into a long carpet. And he just kind of like sets it on the table and it kind of flaps over. He says, "Well, there you are. A wonderful ride for a once blue djinn."
Wow, how'd you just pull that on out of the thin air like that? And it's up on the table, you said?
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I do an insight?
Sit on it. What's the insight? Go for it. You can roll an insight.
Yeah, I want to watch all this going down and do an insight on Adrian here.
Yeah, I'm like a giddy school child, and it's like as soon as it's there, I sit on it, claiming it as my own while like trying to play it cool. You know? I'm like, how did you do that?
I got a 12.
12. Yeah, I mean, you kind of like look at Adrian trying to figure out what, his intentions might be with this, and you just get kind of lost in his eyes a little bit.
Oh boy. Okay, can I have a carpet?
I totally imagine him looking like Matt Bomer. I don't know if anybody else does, but that's where I'm at.
Don't know Matt Bomer, so I don't know.
He's one of the guys in Magic Mike. He was in the show White Collar. Very handsome.
Doesn't help me. So I need you to roll me a D100, Arthur.
I know who you're talking about.
Handsome
Very
guy.
attractive man.
Oh yeah.
And what's his ass from Chuck, his friend,
Oh yeah.
that sends him to intersect. Anyway, maybe I'll watch it.
Pinky's up.
I rolled a very nice number.
Yeah.
69.
No.
Hey!
69. Nice.
The sexiest of carpets.
Yeah, that is you have a carpet of flying. It is 5 foot by 7 feet. It has a capacity for 600 pounds and a flying speed of 40.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ollie.
Ollie is gone. Familiar, but you can fly around on a flying carpet if you'd like.
Okay.
And Adrian, kind of as you're looking at it, just says, "Well, I've had one for a while, and I just pulled it from my private stash."
Adrian, you are by far head and shoulders better than Eben. I mean, this is... Gosh.
Obviously better than that washed up genie.
All right, now how do I make it go up?
You just have to say the word.
Up.
And you can choose what the word is, but there's a command word to make it hover and fly. And then you speak directions with you're within 30 feet of it, and it goes to there.
Yes.
And so yeah, you just kind of slowly start flying around the house as dinner's getting set up. And I would say, yeah, everyone, everyone joins for dinner for the night as Adrian's, welcoming back the wolf pack.
Willem, I'll take my dinner on the carpet over here in the corner.
Arthur's just kind of floating. With,
you get rid of your chair at the table. You just sit on your carpet.
Y'all are fools if you think I'm walking again.
You just got the D&D version of a rascal. Like
I was gonna say I'm like the new Professor X.
Yeah.
This is like my wheelchair.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Oh boy.
And hearing what you said earlier, Scory, Adrian kind of just, shoulders up to you, kind of leaning back in his chair, and he says, I mean, if you'd like favors from the great and miraculous Adrian, you just might have to sell a little bit of that soul.
Oh,
That sounds sexual.
yeah.
Souls are overrated. Look, my family sold my soul generations before I even had a choice. And it's been great. It's been working out for me. Look at present company.
Oh, I do appreciate the offer. I was kind of speaking facetiously because my soul's kind of important to me. I want to.
You want to ride around on the
keep
carpet
it
before you
intact.
make your mind up?
I see. Well, if you ever are jealous of that flying carpet, you just let me know.
Okay.
I can
Thank
show you the
very much.
world there, Scory.
Shining, shimmering, splendid. Do you trust me?
Oh fuck.
Well, now that you're all back, I'm sure you're excited to get going again. Do you all have any plans? Are you wanting to stay here? Perhaps be sales representatives in the capital? You could make a fair coin. I was joking a little earlier, but if you'd like to.
Well, we have to turn in our quest thing, right? We have to still meet with Sanja's parents or whatever, right? Like our thing that we got from the tournament. So we still have to do that. And then I know that I had put in an order for my hood and my backpack or whatever with the library and all those folks. But other than that, I'm good to go whenever, guys.
I gotta be honest. I'm not too keen on staying in one place just to make money. I would prefer to stay agile and maybe do some more exploring or something. If we can find something to do that can benefit everybody while still moving.
Yeah, well, of course. I did want to ask Adrian. We've got these boxes of spell components. I don't know, with your connections and things, how much do you think you could get for them? We believe them to be around worth 1,000 gold.
He kind of gives him a look over, and he's looking at it's like odd herbs and spices and odd little little grains and funguses.
I did write down that it says Hellthorn Fellhammer in Timber Ridge on them. I don't know if he would recognize that name or anything on the side.
Yeah, down in Timber Ridge, he's not too familiar with. He says, I mean, we could do a line of specialty creams, infusing them with some magical components. Yes, no, we could probably charge 2x, 3 times as much for those. I could use
stretch
them.
out the components a little bit and get a little extra value out of it.
I mean, if you're willing to put in a little for the cause there, Ball, we can make a fair profit from it.
Are we Adrian's downline in this scenario, essentially?
What?
Oh
Downline?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's an MLM thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he employed us and we're supposed to employ others, so we're in his downline. He gets money because we work for him.
Yeah, we upkick profits to him.
Yeah.
No, you're just all his children that go ahead and have fun with the money that he makes. That's what the relationship is for him.
Because I was about to lean over to him and say, how much are you in debt? Because
Not a lick, Score. I've got
okay.
I mean, for a dragon, a small hoard, but I don't need anything too big.
Okay. Well, good.
Well,
These creams are actually quite profitable. It's just you've got to sell them the right way.
Do you have a sample?
Of course. And he just plucks one out of the air, and
I take it.
And you open it up, and it's kind of this gray, off-white, just kind of cream. Let me smell it a little bit. Give me a survival check. To see if because you and I will give you advantage on this.
Okay, good.
Oh, sorry, that was my death cream. That was my TPK cream.
I do find it kind of funny that a dragon is selling skincare products.
Another 12.
12.
It's kind of like Silence of the Lambs, though. Makes their skin better for like his personal consumption.
With a 12, you recognize the scent a little bit, and you can't quite place it with a 12, but it's something from the ocean.
Oh, I immediately dab my finger in it and put it under my eyes.
Oh, it feels nice. It's a nice little cream. Doesn't seem like there's anything too special about it.
Okay. I thought he said there was magical properties in this stuff.
Well, of course, it'll make your skin glow.
That's the claim. Yeah. I look in the closest reflective surface that I can find.
And kind of as you have it kind of smeared on you, and you see the little bits of it, just because I want to give it to you too, you realize the main ingredient of this, and it is whale poop.
It's how smells bring back memories. It's all coming back to me now.
Well, what's that? Why wouldn't whale poop be right up there?
Wolf is gonna try some of the cream as well. He's gonna rub it on his knuckles. They're all cracked and dry.
Yeah, no, it works pretty good. It works as like a standard moisturizing agent. It just has a kind of funky smell, and once you realize what it is, it's a little off-putting.
Well, I tell you, I am a believer. This feels great already.
Wolf, your hands are so soft.
One, he gives you one as well. Keep that on your knuckles just every day. If you can put it on and then put gloves on over it when you sleep, you wake up and they'll just be like milk.
Yeah. I think I know a few people I could interest in this.
Well, would you like a crate? First crate is free.
Hey, Scory.
50 gold deposit.
Hey, Scory, I have a really good opportunity for you.
Yeah, I watched all this go down. I don't want to.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good with my sample.
It works miracles.
I know.
Come on. Get to my downline.
I'm gonna have to pass. I'm sorry.
All right, fine.
You got a whole martial arts school that you might be able to strong arm into it.
Yeah, you got tons of students that you can
like. This is now part of our regiment.
It's part of the contract of signing up with.
You've already developed your own military-industrial complex around this fucking.
To receive Cord's true blessing, you must moisturize.
That's right. You see tomorrow during,
and that diamond level
training, all the weapons just go flying out of their hands.
True warriors reach diamond level.
To moisturize is to be close to God. to moisturize is divine.
That's right. Boy. Fuck.
You think Cord has crow's feet?
And now Wolf is driving around in a pink Cadillac.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did, or I wanted to upgrade the mage tower that we have built here. Could we maybe put these spell components into crafting that to a higher level?
Oh, sure. If you want to invest into the infrastructure of the chateau, we have many ways to improve.
Can we cover the tower in this hand cream?
Set aside those components and we'll see what we're able to do with them to increase what we're already doing here at the chateau and in Tourlin. So yeah, mechanically, if you'd like to leave that for Adrian, he'll invest it into the chateau and get you closer to that extra to leveling up the structure itself. And I'll actually have him roll for that kind of when it comes to it to see how persuasive he is in selling this stuff.
And I'm not sure if this would go to Willem or to Adrian or who, but we had a bit of an accident up in our teleportation area, and there's a big hole in the wall. I was wondering is it possible to construct like a garage door situation there, so we can close it up and have it look like a normal part of the structure?
Yeah, when Aura gets back, that's what I tasked her with. She'll do it. Don't worry.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Willem kind of says, it's like, yeah, I've been wondering where she is. Because I've been wanting to get that fixed, and she's been so good at keeping everything, looking good. But whenever she comes back,
yeah, she's just going on a little adventure. I thought she might enjoy, getting out and seeing some things.
Okay, well that's good. I thought maybe y'all scared her off or something. That's all.
Can I check on my dojo and see if it's gotten any bigger? Is it now like a militia or small army or like
you still have the same amount of people? It's like I forget if it's a half a dozen, if it's like 6 or 12 crew that you have,
right?
But yeah, they've been training with you this week. You're seeing from the training that you've given, and more so just your presence here, you see a little more professionalism, a little more eagerness to kind of be somebody that might go out on treks with the wolf pack itself.
Yeah, forming an elite kill squad. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, not anything major for the pit or the dojo itself. Yeah.
All right.
But you guys have a great kind of evening meal. Adrian tells you tales of what's been going on in Turlin. That's all quite boring, other than the fantastic stories he tells about himself playing in the bars, going over how he wooed 100 people in the bar, and they gave him a standing ovation, and the whole city celebrated for it. You can tell just about half of the stuff he says is a lie, and the other half is so close to being a lie that it has to be the truth.
Did we actually figure out what we were going to do? Because that was a question posed to us.
He was just curious if you had anything immediate. But by the end of the night, he's left the chateau. It seems that he doesn't stay here. He just wanted to come meet you all.
It's beneath
for
him.
the day. Yeah.
There's always room in the master suite, Adrian.
As he's kind of like, sauntering away and opening the gates, he just gives you a wink. And then, after like 30 seconds, you just see these large wings come out from underneath the canopy, and this this dragon flies away.
That's cool.
And I look right at Scory and I say, one of these days I'll net myself a dragon.
I want no part of that.
But yeah, I would say that, this is kind of the end of that first week. I don't think anything took too long, and you have the dinner with the Lord and the Lady and the children tomorrow is what that's set for.
Nice.
So if there's anything you want to do before then, you've got the night and tomorrow to do that. Otherwise, we'll continue on.
I'll just get up and train with Mr. Wolf's people, because I still need to train and do my morning katas and all my stuff, and then would it enough time have passed for this week or whatever for me to get my stuff, or not yet?
The stuff may be done. I still need you to send me exactly kind of what you're wanting for that item. Because if it's more complex or less complex, it's either a week or 2 weeks, basically.
It was just turning one of the pouches into a bag of devouring.
Oh, gotcha.
And then
adding a hood and
circlet. adding the circlet then into my hood as well. Just so when I pulled it up, I could put it on my head if I wanted to.
Okay. Just like if it's okay. I'm
thinking ahead just because I was like, if we get any more Warforged, that sort of thing, I want it to like, so it can't be like taken away from me, basically. So I would imagine like the same sort of enchanter would have to work on that as would the bag.
Okay. And so you left the bag and the circlet with
and my cloak.
The cloak. With
the library lady, because she was going to do it through their network or whatever.
Through the academy.
Yeah, through the academy, Veritas.
Cool. I would say that final day, that the day that the people are coming for the dinner, you get a courier that drops off a note saying that it's ready. Awesome. That morning. And I would say that morning, the Chords Warriors want to see a competition. You see them themselves. They're kind of starting like a little thing to see what's a good just task to try and like compete with. I'm imagining just throwing a javelin as far as they can, but that seems too boring. You see some of them doing that.
Throw a man the farthest.
Throw a man the farthest. Okay.
Triathlon, maybe. There's the river down the street and stuff.
We found a bunch of gnomes in the woods, and we're gonna just fucking chuck them.
Or maybe it's like we get a big log, and we see how deep your one cut can go. Like, can you cleave it in half?
We do our own version of the fucking Highland games out here. We got the log cut, we got the log toss, we got the
log pull,
the log polish, the log
log carving, and they have to carve miniatures of me.
Cutting deep into the log. I like that. So you see them kind of taking their shots with it. I'll roll for a couple of them.
Make sure you get my smooth hands, guys. This cream is crazy.
One of them doesn't do too bad and gets about 2-3 inches into there, and kind of boasts that they're well, I think I'm probably the one that could best wield an axe of great stature. Did anyone want to join?
I will. I want to try out my new machete.
Yeah, this is all kind of happening during that morning routine, the morning training.
Yeah.
I'll see how far I can knife my chucks into it.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to try.
That's the first mistake of an instructor, is going up against the students and possibly rolling bad.
Never.
I'll go ahead and observe from up here on my magic flying carpet that you all, I'm sure, have seen by now.
Yeah, it's real nice.
So yeah, it's a story. Give me an attack roll.
All right. Uh, 17.
17, not bad. You cut in. It doesn't go quite as deep as the other warrior, but you're using a machete and he was using an axe.
Yeah.
And he just kind of shoves you and just says, good job. As you're trying to pull it out of there.
I feel like that's really condescending.
He
Probably.
seems to be having fun in a condescending way.
Yeah.
I'll do better next time if
He's
there's
like,
next time.
this is for cutting blackberries, bro.
I'll cut your blackberries, bro.
Chuck it in there.
Yeah, I'll do an elaborate move and then chucks down, and I rolled a 24.
Ooh, very good. Yeah, the chuck tip
wielding chucks
buries into the log and just is stopped by the kind of blunt force of it, or the where it attaches to the chucks. They bicker over if that counts, if it went in deep enough, or it would have went in deeper. But it seems like the Cords warrior is still the champ.
Are we just making a weapon attack?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
He goes reckless.
That's gonna be a 19.
19. Yeah, you've got your axe, and I think it's still magically enchanted. And so with that you kind of hit into where they were hitting, just in between Scories and the leaders, and you just cut in just about halfway through the tree, letting everyone know, when you use a big axe, you got some big muscles. It goes all, it just buries itself in there. And they, kind of, give you a push. They seem very excited, to kind of just, this is the wolf pack. Adrian has been telling stories about you all, and they're excited to be in some sort of competition with you.
Some good camaraderie.
I turn to my Cords warriors and I go, even though I am clearly stronger and more skilled warrior, take this as a lesson. Even the most skilled warrior has lessons to learn. You're never done growing.
And they all just kind of like nod, and they're like, yeah. You're never growing. Like I was like an inch shorter last year.
I meant with your skills. God. Okay.
Right. And kids all get bigger. You see, some of them do take your wisdom to heart. But kind of towards the end of this little competition, you see, I would say, probably Arthur sees this first, and maybe Ball if you're up there near the balcony. Some of the trees down the path are moving, like closer to you.
That certainly can't be good.
But I talked with the Black Wolf. The Black Wolf said we're all good.
Mr.
Probably
Wolf,
about 60 feet from the gate.
Mr. Wolf, I was towards the gate.
What?
I turn and I look. Can I make a perception roll? Try and squint.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
And squint.
Yeah. Roll for
I,
squint.
I squint for extra eyesight.
Yeah.
You get advantage.
Need to be putting on your eye cream.
That's a 19.
19? Yeah. You see, it's kind of easier, up top to see the large canopy moving, but you see these long vines and like trunks of trees just kind of floating towards you along the path. It's about 60 feet from that gate and is getting closer, about 5 feet every minute. Or every
warriors.
10 seconds.
Mount up.
Oh, and they all kind of scramble and grab swords and look around for horses and then realize they don't have horses.
I meant just form up.
And I mount. They are formed up.
Everyone on the carpet.
Hades!
And you hear just tearing over one of the walls. This just flame, lipped hair, or the flame streaked hair just charges up to you, and you just grab on and mount up onto the nightmare horse. And you all kind of begin making your way down the path, I imagine?
Yeah, we'll slowly kind of march towards it.
All right. Those with shields kind of are flanking you. The others have javelins ready.
Anytime I can sort of like pop into a shadow and pop out, like,
Yeah.
Further
you're kind of
along.
keeping flank in the forest a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in the tree line too.
Okay, yeah. So you're at Riff and Scorik on the other
here's
side.
a silly question, but would Hades have like a kind of a shadowy effervescence around it that perhaps Riff could kind of like hide in and then pop out?
Think about this before you answer.
Yeah. I would say with the ability that Riff has, it's got to be shadow. So under the canopy, that's pretty common. Underneath the horse, as long as the lighting's right, then absolutely that would work.
There is
Awesome.
always a shadow underneath my carpet, bro.
Gross.
But you all begin slowly, cautiously heading down the path, and you get about 30 feet from this, and you see it's just this conglomeration of plants. Like there's a bush that's growing down. It's like there's a hanging basket up in the trees, and all of this stuff is just cascading down from it. And you hear this little voice. Am I back? Am I back? Oh my god. I hope I'm back. Can anyone hear me?
Why, yes, we can hear you, but you sound like y'all a little mouse down there.
State your name and your business.
I'm Riva. I'm the carpenter at the chateau. I got sent. I'm in a little it's silvery but dark in here.
You in the UFO?
Yes.
Yeah.
She tumbled through the forest and gathered all of the branches and shit. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
And you can kind of make out this scene, and now that you get the sense for that UFO, you see at the center of these glints of silver, and growing off of it are all of these plants. All of these plants that are floating towards you are just attached to this thing and just cascading down, just touching and dragging across the pathway. And that is where we're going to leave it for today's episode.
Oh, Mr. Ball, what did you do?
We'll pick it up next time. Thank you guys for joining us around our proverbial podcast table. I've been your DM, Alex, and with me has been
Dash as Wolf.
Bentley Michaels is Riverian Night Meadow.
Red is Arthur.
Caleb is Scory Telbrun.
And Milo's Bowl.
Grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.